What's going on, you guys? Lord Addict here. We back with another Addict Show. We, as you could tell, missed us last week. We was MIA. Well, I mean, we technically did a show last week, but it was Sunday, not Wednesday. And when Wednesday rolled away, man, I considered doing a show when that God of War stuff got announced. But I was just like, am I really gonna go on here and talk about God of War for an hour and a half? I was like, absolutely not. I don't even want to talk about God of War for 20 minutes half the time. But here we are. We're not a minute late, okay? We launched at 5:00. All right, you're gonna have to get off of me, man. You're gonna have to get off of me. So we're back with another Addict Show. We talk about the past, present, and future of gaming. Got my co-host with me, Hustle and Motivate. What you been playing, man? What's been going on?
Ooh, so what I've been playing, NBA Street Volume 2, PlayStation 2 version. Appreciate that, though. Appreciate that. I also been playing. What is it? Def Jam Fight for New York, which took forever to get to me. I've been playing that as well. So I've been playing that. Y'all catch me on Twitch. I will be streaming these on Twitch, probably starting Monday. Started a new job today, kind of all discombobulated. Glad I'm here because I kind of just want to, just get the stress out the way, man, and just kick it with the homies today. But y'all catch me every Thursday, Friday on twitch.tv/hustle and motivate. I will be playing all of the classic games, because I like the retro stuff. God of War, I guess we'll talk about it at some point. I will be playing God of War. I got the classic God of Wars coming in too. God of War 1, the ones that Jaffe made. The part 1, part 2. The ones
that Jaffe made, is that how we're going to describe them from now on? The ones that Jaffe made.
The ones that Jaffe made. I got them joints coming in too. They'll be here Thursday. So I got some special stuff playing. It would be cool if all of you all could join me. I know that you guys don't really do the YouTube, the Twitch thing, so it would be cool if a few of y'all, because a few of y'all have been like hitting the follow button. I've been seeing y'all, and I really appreciate it.
Put that Twitch link in the chat.
Yeah, I'll do it in a minute. Outside of that, man, ain't nothing been going on. I just been chilling, man. I just been handling, my business and I just been here. How about you, Addict?
You know what I think, Dirt? I think that PlayStation is so dry. He over there playing PS2 games.
Oh man, you don't want to talk about it. Hey, listen. I played my most anticipated game this year, which was Shredder's Revenge. I played and beat that joint, so I'm cooling. I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm either waiting for that, and then The Last of Us is gonna come out a little bit later on. September 2nd, I think. So yeah, so I'm just waiting on it, man. I'm just waiting, just letting time pass me by. I like the retro stuff. What you want me to do?
What you doing, Dirt, man? What you doing? I noticed you got the Redfall background today.
Yeah, I'm actually hyped for that game, man. But
we're actually talking about it today.
Yeah, it's cool stuff, man. But I actually been playing a little Lost Judgment. The Judgment game, because I actually bought the game at launch, but haven't played it until now. And it's so far it's a little slow, but it's starting to get really good. And also, I've been on my PS5, man. I've been playing a little Returnal, little Spider-Man Miles Morales on my PlayStation Plus Premium subscription. So that's about it, man. I've been playing those games, and that's it, bro. That's all I be doing, man. Like you say, it's a little slow gaming news. For the last couple of weeks. So we had some things here and there, but for the most part, kind of slow. So I've been playing games mostly.
Yeah, and I have been playing Fable Anniversary. Yeah, they say you're a little low. I don't think you're low, but
you're low in my eyes. You're low. Yeah. That's why I was asking. I'm like, is he low on the joint? So I have to turn him up just a little bit.
See,
Bayonetta do come out this year. How about that? I forgot. Yeah. I saw a bit of that announcement this morning before I left out to go.
Oh, they announced it's coming out this year.
It's like October something.
That's another game I'm gonna avoid.
Oh man, damn.
Dude, man, let's be real here. Nintendo games are the only reliable thing you could play on the Switch, because it doesn't feel like the game runs like a PowerPoint, because their games are usually scaled very down, like your Pokemons, your Kirby's. Like, those games don't feel like it takes power to use. Bayonetta is literally going to feel like a PowerPoint. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping that game comes out and it functions solid 60 frames a second, but does anyone on this panel actually think that game is going to run like that?
No.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully it does, though. Hopefully it does. Yeah, but I've been playing Fable Anniversary.
Okay.
I got about halfway through the game. a good amount. And like, because I'm about to make more Fable content because that's what people keep asking me for. I'm not a Fable content creator. Sometimes I have to make that very clear by not making Fable content. Because I want to be a variety YouTuber or a variety streamer on Twitch. Like, I don't want to, like, dig myself in a hole and then bury I don't want to do that. So it's like, look, like, I'm mainly an Xbox content creator that talks about mainly the games that they publish. And, Fable just happens to be one of them. But it's no denying that I'm a huge Fable fan. And, I'm playing Fable 1. And I'm going through this game, and I'm just realizing, Lionhead Studio was so ahead of its time. And if they would have... But I feel like they were too ambitious to a degree. And that's what led to their downfall. They were... Instead of taking the foundation of Fable, this amazing foundation they had, they're like, what can we do that's not in this house? Let's make a foundation over there. And I felt like that was the key problem with Fable. Now, I'm not going to say that, the game, Fable 1 was perfect. But, man, I was playing with Jack of Blades. I was playing and Jack of Blades popped up. And I started thinking, this has been about halfway through the game and they have not introduced the main antagonist. When does games do that?
Yeah.
Like, you spend, like, the whole beginning of the game not knowing who you're trying to kill. You know what I'm saying? There's no, like, at the beginning where, he just shows up and kills someone and then it's like the rest of the game's a revenge story. Like, it's like the majority of Fable 1 feels like you don't know what's going on. And then you find out that this dude named Jack of Blades. And what's funny is Jack of Blades, people don't realize how big the origins of that character is. Like, they could theoretically make 3 games off of just the original storyline. Like, there's before the kingdom, before Albion, the Old Kingdom. That's when Jack of Blades, Queen of Blades, and Knight of Blades first appeared, and they started wreaking havoc across everything. Then you got the regular timeline, which is what you're doing now. Then you have obviously the post timeline, which is like the tech world and stuff. And it's just like, seeing Jack of Blades and seeing this game, and there's a real estate market in this game. You can buy property and put it for rent and stuff. Like, we're thinking of like a 2000. Like, when did Fable come out?
Wasn't that 2002, 2003?
Yeah, it was the original Xbox. So I'm thinking, how do I sound? What's it saying?
Yeah, you sound fine.
I found sound.
2004.
It was 2004. Yeah.
So
it
like,
was towards the end of the generation. Yeah.
If you think about it, this game came out in 2004, and it had a solid combat system, which, it could obviously improve. Everything can improve. It had a unique magic system where it would enhance your combat styles. It had a pretty good story. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the greatest story. Had an amazing antagonist, which is Jack of Blades. And it had a real estate system, which to this day you don't see in too many games. It's interesting because that's one of the key ways you make money. I'm playing this and I'm just like, I hope Playground don't mess this up.
I think you'll be fine. Hey, Addict, I got a question.
Yeah.
Is that the first Fable? Because it was one of those Fables because they was hailing it as like the greatest RPG of all the time. This is the one that you can make decisions whether you want to be like a good person or a bad person.
That's
right?
all the Fables.
I think that's all of them. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
All of them.
So I'll give you an example. All right, so in Fable 2, there's scenarios where you're trying to find the hero of Will. It's some black dude named Garth. Okay, so he got kidnapped and he's in this prison. And they have him in a special section of the prison because he's a will user. They have to handle him differently than you would handle other people because he could shoot lightning at you. So why wouldn't you handle him differently?
Oh, yeah.
So, well, I mean, will users is pretty much magic. Like, they throw fireballs at you and stuff. So you go there disguised as a guard because you have to get him to escape. So in order to keep your composure and to keep what it takes 10 years to get Garth out of that prison. And you have to pretend to be the guard. So there's this part where you have to torture people. But you cannot not torture people and have a good result, or you could do certain other things. Now, there was this one, they got a lot of bad feedback, and I can't remember I might be off on this one, but if I remember correctly, there's this point where they made you choose between, because obviously you have years of your life, and they made you choose between torturing a kid or keeping 10 years of your life.
Okay.
It's a dark game, man. Like, you know, I think Fable 1's the best because of Jack of Blades. I always felt like stories need a good antagonist. They need one. And I felt like Jack of Blades is just like crazy. Like, Jack of Blades is pretty much an individual that has possessed a mask. And if you put his like, pretty much like, he will possess heroes, which is pretty much people with powers, and he'll put like this legend out there. He said, "Look, if you want power, find my mask," and he'll like pretty much haunt them. And when they find his mask, yeah. So it was a regular person, that it wasn't a kid. But I do remember torturing someone. I think it was in the prison. I can't remember exactly who you were torturing, but so pretty much like you, when you find their mask and you put the mask on, what happens is Jack takes over your mind, like he takes over your body. And I mean, he did offer you more power, but it's him getting the power, not you. And it's cool because like at the very end of Fable 1, spoiler alert, like you finally chase Jack Blades back to this outside skirt. And if you defeat him, and you're holding his mask in his hand because you finally find out that that's the reason that he's alive, because your ancestor, this dude named William, killed the Queen of Blades and the Knights of Blades, but they didn't put their soul into their mask. And you're holding his mask, and he's talking to you through, and he's like, you know, you don't want to destroy my mask. If you put it on, you'll be the strongest person to ever exist. It gives you the option to put on his mask and become Jack of Blades. It's just a good game, and it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Playground, they need to hit this out of the park. Like, to me,
I trust them though.
A lot of people. Oh yeah, it might have been. It was probably that then. Killing a guard you were friends with in the prison, still dark. Yeah, it's been so long since I played 2. But you know, it's a dark game, man. It's a dark game. I remember there's right before you go into that tower for 10 years, if you give your some dude wants you to invest into him. Like, he's like, oh, if you invest into me, in the future you'll get money. So if you give him money, then when you come out 10 years later, you get like $30,000. Like, so it's a nice game, man. It's a nice game. But anyway, we ain't gonna go on to that because I know you guys want the smoke, man. You guys don't want to talk about Fable. So you know, we have a good show for you guys today. We do. I'm kind of curious what everyone wants to talk about first. You know, we got, obviously. Let me click this. We got E3 returning, which I do want to point out. I told you so. I've been saying for a while that E3 was going to be here, and people would sit there telling me I was delusional. You know, there's no way E3's. Which, let's be real here, the only people that don't want E3 is PlayStation fanboys.
I'm not a PlayStation fanboy.
Then why don't you want E3, Will? Hustle. We'll start with the E3 topic. Why don't you want E3, Hustle?
It is a shell of its former self. Like, look.
Why is it a shell of its former self, Hustle?
Let me speak, Addict. Look how many companies done pulled out. Nintendo was the pioneers of this here. Nintendo said, "Now we out. Don't worry about it."
Nintendo's still there. Continue.
Okay, we don't got no press conferences there, is what I mean by that. Also, hey, listen, man. The last time we heard about E3, right? And I want y'all to correct me if I'm wrong. They was trying to introduce like LeBron James and had this whole celebrity sector. That ain't what E3 is. Now,
I don't remember that.
No, they definitely had a report, because I remember doing a video on it. They definitely had a report that said that E3 was going to get a massive overhaul because it was just so dead, and it was so dry, and it was so boring. So they were going to try to get like different celebrities, you know, in on the, say, fun, so to speak. And I definitely remember that. It's over. When it's over, it's over. And here's the thing: Jeff Keighley didn't kill E3. E3 killed E3.
I'll give you that.
Because we can get to Jeff Keighley's stuff in a minute, man. The first Summer of Gaming has not officially ended. I just want to say for the record, it's like I watch a lot of wrestling, so it's like when somebody's in the Royal Rumble, they don't get eliminated; they just under the ring. That's what the first.
You get to slide up, like go under the ropes and they hide,
and you forget about them, and you forget about them. The very first edition of Summer's Game Fest is not over yet. It's officially not over, and I'm being a jerk or whatever, but Jeff will be all right. And shout out to Jeff throwing shade every chance he get at.
Every chance he get, bro. He throwing shots.
Boy, you in the industry, Jeff. You got to do better. No, but it's over. It's like I feel like the magistry of that is gone. Now, Addict, you've gone, and Dirt, I don't know if you've gone to E3.
I've never gone, no.
Addict, you've been there, and you and the Lords have been there, man. It's not the same. And I want you to feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but hey, look, man, I feel like it's over and done with. Whatever was left of it. Like, because they keep having it out in LA. I think they only had it out in Atlanta, I think one time before that. If they changed locations, because I remember being on Press Start and we had this conversation. What I would do to change E3, because the attendance was so dry and so boring. Like, I would put it in different cities and I would adopt the actual theme of the city that you're in. Like, for instance, I'm in DC, right? I'm from DC. So it'd be a lot of go-go music, a lot of chicken wings, a lot of mumbo sauce. That's what we eat out here, right? Or if you're in Maryland, the state that I live in, it'd be like seafood related. I would have it looking like Baltimore or something. They're trying to do a lot to E3 to actually bring it back and make it relevant again. And that's why I said that they're trying to add the celebrities. And if I find that article, I think it was by Kotaku. If I find that article, I'm definitely gonna link y'all with it because I know I ain't talking off the side of my neck. So I know I did a video on that as well. But it's bad, man. It's bad. Not only do I not want to see E3, but look, if you want to do an in-person event, like I feel like PAX is better than E3. Yeezy done jumped over the jump, man, in my opinion. My humble opinion. Yes, sir.
You know the people that control PAX, they're the ones that's going to be doing E3 now.
Well, all right. Well, look at me not knowing and just putting it out to the universe, and you see how it was given back to me. Don't you just see what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying, right? Like,
I feel like you set me up there.
Huh? I wasn't even trying. I promise I wasn't. But no, that's the thing. Like everybody can see that they've lost their way in terms of what it used to be, in terms of how big it was. You know what I mean? In terms of how big it was, and it ain't like that big no more. They know it. Everybody know it. Everybody know it. Said, hold on. A Kotaku. It was Kotaku. It was one of them damn outlets. Don't. I said Kotaku just because whatever. It was one of them major outlets. It might have been IGN. Who knows? Oh, IGN. They're another one, by the way. Trying to get E3 up out the paint, by the way, because they got their own summer of. I think it's called Summer of Gaming. They got their own thing. They got their own thing too, and it's not bad. They be doing their thing. But E3, it ain't needed no more, Playboy. It's over.
How do I know exactly where people are going to lean for? Dirt, man, save us with logical.
Oh man,
okay. I'm going to say this: more game shows, the better. Right now, first off, I'm going to say this: E3 will most likely never be what it was, due to Sony not being there. Excuse me, EA most likely won't be there. Ubisoft or whoever. I'm not sure if those people will be there, but I know Sony won't be there. But I will say this. It probably won't be as great as it was, but I'm happy that it's back because we know Xbox is going to be there. Like, going back, think about what E3 used to be. Some of the moments, the live crowd is the thing I'm most looking forward to, right? Because we know, last year we had the Game Awards show, and that's fine. But that's not us. It was media, it was other people there. There's some celebrities there. But E3 will be us, the hardcore gamers, that's getting hyped for announcements. The cheering, the everybody's rejoicing just because they announce something that you guys want to see. Hell, people cheer for stuff that's not even really that exciting. You think about some of the stuff that happened in the past, like in 2013, where PlayStation just totally just smacked the hell out of Xbox. From like 2015 when Phil Spencer announced backwards compatibility and all of these things is what I'm looking forward to. So yes, is E3 what it was in the past? No, but is it possible it can still be great? Absolutely. It's possible it can still be great. Like we know there's competition now. Back in the day there wasn't any competition. It was just E3 week. Everybody was there. Us gamers, we loved every minute of it. But now, we have Jeff Keighley, his Summer Game Fest and everything. So, the thing that to really pay attention to is who's going to go back to E3 and who's going to show off their stuff at Summer Game Fest.
Apparently not Hustle.
Go ahead. Hey, Addict, real quick, put a poll in the chat, please. For do we think E3 is needed? Let's put a poll in the chat for that.
And I just want to say one thing, Paul. You guys know to vote for what Addict says. Like,
man.
You guys know.
Man.
When I put this poll in, I want you guys to know you vote yes. So you want me to put is E3 what?
Is E3 dead? Maybe that's, I don't know, that might be too harsh of verbiage, but whatever. Y'all want E3 in 2023?
Absolutely. People go to E3 in 2023.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
absolutely, man. I mean, it's like it's the big gaming event for us. Like over the years, it seemed like maybe the Game Awards has become that. You know, the big show where they announce new stuff. Xbox has their own show, PlayStation has their own show, but E3 is just something that, I mean, even when we're talking about Xbox show, we were still saying Xbox E3. You know, it was just what it was, and I'm excited to see it back. Will it work? I don't know, but I think I think it has the potential to still be pretty strong, man.
I think the biggest thing that I will say about E3, people have this misconception what E3 is. E3 is not the conferences. E3 is after the conferences. If anything, most of the conferences are already done before E3 even takes off. E3 is normally the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday after all the conferences have went. Maybe it's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I can't remember. Part of the issue I think is ESA started valuing money over they value the event itself. Now, obviously, people want to get paid, but there is give and take when it comes to monetization value. They cared more about covering up the aspects that people like PlayStation leaving was they kept more about covering that money back than they cared about the publishers themselves coming, the developers themselves coming, the media and influencers and streamers coming to cover this stuff. Like, look, I'm not saying that you can't have consumers at an event like that, but you do need a lot of prep time for the people doing it for a living or people doing it for a business. King likes to be very bougie when it comes to this, and I agree with certain aspects that he has, and I disagree with certain aspects. We need more time that's just for influencers, media, streamers, because I do feel like a lot of their livelihood is depending on this coverage. So I do would like for them to have like a whole day exclusive to media, influencers. I don't want none of this media gets a day. Everyone just that Tuesday or Monday, depending if it's Tuesday through Thursday, just have that whole Monday dedicated to nothing but media. Media, influencers, streamers, like I said. And I feel like a lot of people would be okay with that because you can get the bulk of your work done in that day if you're not ruffling around, because you guys ever been there, but it's crowded. Especially when they let the consumers in. It's crowded.
I believe it. And I know, but King is right though. Like if y'all there to work and put the work in, then by all means, like be there to put the work in. I never understood why you guys didn't have like a separate, media didn't have like a separate like 3 days before everybody else. Or maybe even after, whatever. I'm just surprised y'all didn't really have, unless I'm wrong here, I'm surprised y'all just didn't have y'all own time the way y'all not interacting and mingling with the people, because it's not a meet and greet. Like y'all really there to put work in for the site, like level 1, like like Weapon Wheel, whoever, right? They're there to do work for their separate places there. So I never really understood that, but I guess because I guess you got to rent out a venue, and when you rent the venue out, you got to do it for however long you're allocated for. But you said 1 day. Is 1 day enough to get everything
it's
done?
not, but here's the thing. Like where I don't agree with King is King be acting like the media sits in these long lines. They don't. Like for the most part, they got their own appointments. You know how it goes when you're media and you go or have any type of media badge. You need to get a content creator badge or a media badge because they do. What's funny is this industry likes to say they're the same thing, but they're not. Like there's been incidences where I haven't been able to get a review code as media. As an influencer, but if I ask through the website, I automatically get it. Like Dying Light. Yeah. I don't agree with that because I feel like I don't like timed gate sensitive information unless the company paid for it. Like IGN, they get a lot of firsts. Like, I don't agree with that. Like, if they paid for that, that's one thing. But it's just like people that grinded to get that type of coverage. Why are you time gating when people can open stuff? Like, for instance, there'll be times where media and influencers have different NDAs, and I don't understand that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, there's been a few of them. I know for a fact the Dying Light 2 was one of them, where if I remember correctly, it might not have been Dying Light 2, because I look at so many NDAs these days, but I remember if it was Dying Light, a game last year or this year, it was pretty much like the media got to post their coverage the whole day before everyone else. And it's just like, to me, I don't agree with that. Look, if you have to grind your way to that level, I don't think you should have a waiting list if you're not media. It's like, in a lot of ways, I think you guys can agree, influencers are actually pushing more units out for these companies than anyone. It's not these other companies. Like, people are like, sure, I would say IGN gets to a lot more people. I will say that. But for the most part, IGN just, they write stuff, they push it out there. There's no energy behind it. You know, I do feel like for a podcast, you need a good mixture of informative and entertainment. It needs to be a good mixture because you got to keep people's engagement, keep people's attention span, but you also got to tell them what they need to know. And I've always felt like IGN, they're completely informative. I don't feel like there's a lot of character in a lot of their podcasts. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like they just sit around and they talk about stuff. And I feel like the only reason that we haven't needed competition in that direction is because of that reach. Because you can get the IGN first. Because, you know, GameSpot can get this. You know, Game Informer can get that. And it's just like, that's why I get really annoyed when I see these companies, when you see some of these companies being ingenuine, and these companies like Microsoft and them still work with them. Because it's just like, you're feeding the beast at that point. Like, to me, it's like, if a company, even if it's IGN, which that's not who I'm thinking, like, if a company is being ingenuous.
You mean disingenuous?
Disingenuous, yeah, my bad. Okay, disingenuous. Okay. These companies need to cut them off, at least for a short amount of time, because when you start doing that, you start holding accountability to some of these companies that are doing stuff out of the ordinary. Like Kotaku, there's no reason why they get anything in this gaming industry on the industry wise. They're constantly riling up console war stuff. They're constantly trying to start controversy with everything known to man. And somehow they still get review codes. You know what I'm saying?
You know why though?
Because it's the traffic. It's the traffic.
Yeah. I can do something today. I can go viral on something today. And hell, I put out a little clip about NZXT, and they can put it back out. It don't matter as long as I can bring traffic to whatever. Like, I'm gonna be careful saying that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's good, bad, or negative. Whether it's positive or negative. That attention is that attention. So that it does help. And I don't want to sound like no hater either, man. But, you know, there are a couple, of instances that I've seen where I'm like, yo, come on.
Here's the thing. And I get it. That's why I'm saying the traffic thing is crazy to me. Because you're willing to let a lot of these companies, talk. There's one thing getting constructive criticism. There's another thing clickbaiting your article to make a company look bad. And to me, if you're feeding this beast and letting these people do this, they're going to continue to do it. And it's never going to get addressed. And that's why I was saying that, like, I don't understand. At this point, streamers and influencers probably sell more games and more product than media ever will. And I still feel like the media is getting treated way more royalty than the rest. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like, in a lot of, like, IGN, they're professional. I would never say Kotaku's professional. But, I would say not like the whole company, but there are people in Kotaku that are professional. They're there because that's their job. But it's just like, when it comes to media, I do feel like we need more of a balanced slate. Like, besides like IGN first, because I feel like that's a lot more of relationships or strictly money, cash flowing than anything else. So I can understand that. But it's just like when you have these incidences where these games have these NDAs, like I said, where it's like a whole day to the media first. Like, to me, that's disingenuous. Like, to me, you're trying to give certain outlets that you feel like you can control over random content creators that you don't feel like you control. And you're trying to paint the narrative to your direction. But that's just my opinion.
So it's a commercial by the sound of it. If it's just paid advertisement at that point, then we can just say what it is. It's a commercial at that point. And that's not hate. It's just it is what it is. Hey, listen, man, I've seen Maximilian get sponsored by like Ubisoft to play I forget what the name of that game was, but he was playing some game and had like a free weekend. Sometimes that's the best promotion, man. But Addict, you're right though. Sometimes you gotta put whatever narrative. If I'm paying for something, I'm gonna put the best narrative out there. It may sound disingenuous, but it just is what it is. Like, it's like, hey, I got this thing. It might be a little bit buggy, but I know y'all gonna have the kid gloves on for it, and that's just what it is. Also, shout out to Podcast Unlocked, man. That's my favorite podcast over there at IGN. Mm-hmm. Literally my favorite podcast, and I'm not even like an Xbox head like that, but their podcast is really good.
And when it comes to E3, it's like I said, people just see the conferences. That's all. People don't see what's going on behind closed doors, and I think the reason that even if E3 died, a phoenix would have rose up and something would have took its place, because,
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm agreeing.
Because you need an event where everyone clambles to, and that the reason that the industry wants this is because notice that EA pulled out of E3, but they're close to it, and they're probably about 10 miles away from the actual Coliseum.
Right.
There's a reason they did that. There's a reason that they didn't go in Florida or Texas or New York, because they know that even though they're not part of E3, they want to be part of E3. They just don't want to pay the E3 price.
Right.
They want to be near the Coliseums, because at that year, what's the number one thing that happens when E3 happens? All the media are there. All the content creators are there. All the streamers are there. All the publishers are there. You can have business meetings. You can have brand meetings. You can have sponsorship meetings. And you can do probably a day's worth of networking and working at deals than you could do all year long combined in that one day, because you're able to... Because there's no, what's the day that works good for you? Oh, okay.
Right. Everybody's there.
Yeah, it's like all it is meet me at that hotel beside the Starbucks. Like,
right.
That sounds like a drug deal. Addict Show, like that.
Yeah,
that sounds wild when you say it like that. Like maybe me and that's Sally.
And that's why, even though people like to talk a lot of snap about E3, it's still important, because maybe not on the consumer side. And people say, well, Xbox is able to do this, PlayStation's able to do that, Nintendo's able to do this. I get that, but at the end of the day, I think all of them value having everyone under one roof over everything else. And it's like I said, I'm not going to say that E3 is essential, but an event in America is essential, because that's what this pretty much is. It's the American conference that the majority of the industry is at. Well, just like Tokyo Game Show is Japan's, you know, the Gamescom is...
Germany.
Germany.
I think that's Germany, I do believe.
But it's still the whole continent, pretty much. People gravitate towards that. And, you know, it's interesting that the people who make PAX is doing this. I'm kind of curious. We don't know what E3 under PAX is people going to look like.
That's the question.
For all we know, we think they're going to bring it back exactly like E3, and then they throw a wrench in our plan. They're like, we're inviting all of the people.
So, Addict, you've been to PAX before, correct? And
twice.
Well, can you? Okay, so out of the 2 times that you went, can you tell us what that experience is like? Because you could be foreshadowing into what E3 could be turning
PAX.
into.
I haven't been to E3. We haven't been to E3. ILP's probably tripled its growth since then. We haven't been to E3 with viewership and growth wise to be able to like have significant interviews and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't been there to the point where we can actually talk to some of these developers and talk to, especially, you know, sponsorships, brand deals, stuff like that. We're probably still not there, but last time we went, we had 2,000 like subscribers or something like that. We got
we
got like 13,000 now, and we gain a little bit every month. So by then we'll probably be at like 15,000. So it's just like we haven't been to an E3 where it's actually relevant to us in terms of us as a brand. Now, E3 is good if you just want to go there, you want to be around people, you want a social network, you want to go to the fan fest. E3 is good for that. I feel like PAX, some of our most profitable videos and some of our most popping videos all came from PAX. All of it. And that's because I feel like E3 is the majority of the big players. Big indie developers, big indie publishers, Xbox, Microsoft, even Sony to a point. What's funny? Sony might act like they're not there, but they got people there having meetings with people.
Yeah, I'm almost sure. But business is still getting handled. I'm almost sure. I'm sure.
So I would say I enjoy PAX more because you can actually talk to the devs. You just feel a lot more passion at PAX. I feel like E3 is more business. We've gotten a lot of business opportunities at E3, but a lot of these people, they don't care. They care about raw numbers, and most of them don't even look at that. They're like, let me see your deck, and it's pretty much like all your analytics, all your numbers, and they look at your subscriber count. They don't even care about you get 1,000+ live viewers. They don't even look at that. Oh, you don't have 100,000 subscribers, so come back to us when you're taller. That's how a lot of these people handle this. And obviously there's ways that you can get around that, and one of the is social networking. If we didn't go to these events, we probably never would have got like Jason Ronald on ILP or a lot of these other developers. We was able to bridge the gap a little bit because we were going out there social networking.
Yeah. You went out there and you hit the block. You want and you had told me that. Sincere had told me that as well behind the scenes. He was like, yo, in order to get Saints, like, yo, that the sub counts matter, but then again, they kind of don't. He was like, for real, like, people just want to see you.
So,
and, as long as you're professional, a lot of it will work out in your favor.
When it comes to the coverage, you can get away from numbers. As long as you meet people, the right people, it can get you in the right things. You can get review codes, you can get coverage, you can get exclusive interviews. But what I have noticed, if you want brand deals and sponsorships, you definitely need numbers for that.
Yeah.
They're not going to give two hell about anything else, but what could you potentially sell to me? What could you sell for me? So it is what I hope E3, I hope it comes back, and, I hope everyone comes, even Sony. The good thing is the people who make packs have a good relationship with Sony, so maybe they could convince them to come back. Because I do feel like the ESA failed us in terms of E3 because they felt like they were bigger than the industry at that point. There was no more communicating with Sony. There was no more middle grounds from Sony. It was, you don't want to rock with this, then bounce. And Sony picked up their ball and they walked away with it.
Yeah, they did.
Sorry, someone sent me something. Oh. So that's all it really was. Like, you guys got any thoughts? Like, are you guys considering going to E3 in the future if it does come back?
I am. I'm definitely considering going next year, actually. So I probably need to make the proper arrangements for it soon. Yeah, I'm definitely considering it, bro. It's something I always wanted to do. So I think I'm at the point where I can, try to go out there and meet people and actually be there for a live Xbox conference in person. That'd be fire. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
What about you, Hustle?
Well, if I'm going with ILP, of course, I would love to, kick it with y'all. But honestly, if I was going out there just as like a content creator, considering what I'm about to do and how much I'm streaming and everything, I don't think that would be the event for me. Something like TwitchCon would be the event for me, though. Like, yeah, so E3, probably not so much. But like TwitchCon, yeah, something like that, then I'm there. And that's even if they choose to do that. But not probably not. Like I said, if I'm kicking it with y'all, or if I'm like, because we know a ton of people around here who make the content and stuff like that. If I'm kicking it with one of y'all, sure. But it wasn't like that was never on my bucket list. Even when I started YouTube and all that, like it would be cool to see like you guys and like Weaponware. I remember BG had went out and he had the little camera and all. That was cool to see. But it was like that was never like a goal of mine. Does that make sense? It was never like the biggest like goal. That was never the biggest thing for me.
When are you guys considering maybe going to PAX East next year?
Where is PAX at? PAX East
at Massachusetts, Boston.
Yeah.
Boston, Massachusetts.
And I pull up the joint for money, right? It's literally just that's because that's a drive up. It's like what, a 6-hour drive, I think. If that, it's like it's 6
Just
hours.
take the train.
Oh, really? Did trains go up there from? Well, I'm in Maryland, so I mean, as long as
there's a train station probably 10 minutes from the convention center. Like, it's mad close. Like, that's what COG and them do now. They take the train.
Convention center in DC? Because we got a lot of them conventions. Okay.
Boston, Massachusetts.
All right, well, I mean, ain't nothing to me. Ain't nothing to me, man. I mean,
because the reason I tell you to take the train is because you're gonna want to Uber a lot up there. Because if you don't Uber, you're gonna be paying parking passes for everything: $50, $20, $30. You want to be able to just tell someone, drop me off here, and I'm a Uber out.
Right.
All right, well, look, I'll take that into consideration. Nah, it ain't nothing for me to.
Next year we ain't doing the compound next year at PAX. Like we doing hotels next year at Massachusetts, because it's just we've all like, unless people always want to do stuff with us, but it's got to the point where we didn't have the ideal compound this year at PAX, so we just like we hoteling it up because we most of the time we got to drive, like we got to do an Uber like 10, 15, 20 minutes away, and in Massachusetts that gets expensive. So you do that every day going and back, and then you do the food. It's like at that point paying the Uber and paying the B&B, like you might as well get a hotel. So we're gonna book a hotel.
I can imagine.
And there's a hotel right beside the convention center.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a little pricey, but the beauty of it is, you determine how much you want to spend. If you don't want to go there for the whole weekend, just go for a night. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I do feel like E3's fun, but you need to go to PAX too. PAX is a really fun thing, and I think it's more of the consumer than the professional. Like, a lot of these indie developers, like, because that's what PAX is a lot of indies. There obviously does, these big publishers do go, but it's a lot of indies. But a lot of the time, every year, indies highlights everything else. And, you see the passion that these people have. Most of the time, we take ILP shirts, and if we really feel the person that's showing us their game, we give them a shirt. Because, at that point, it's just like, dude, we mess with this game. And, we did that last year. I don't think we did it this year, but we're probably going to do it next year. A lot of stuff was just weird this year because of the pandemic. We didn't know if it was going to be there, if it wasn't going to be there. Hopefully next year it will be a lot better. I'm hoping that PAX, because here's the thing, like, PAX is probably going to be a little bit earlier because they're doing E3 too. So we're going to have to travel 2 times in probably 6 months. And COG always likes going to Destiny Con. So I think I'm going to go to that next year too.
That's in Houston, right?
It's
in Texas?
Florida.
Or?
It's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Florida, Tampa, Florida. That's where it is.
I'm probably thinking about QuakeCon. I think that's the one that's in Houston. But either way.
All right, so let's. Okay. We're gonna give Hustle the floor for a second.
All right.
Halo Infinite is back in the news.
Oh man.
And last Sunday, the chat came at you a little bit. They roasted you. They got a good shade of cooking on you. I felt like at that point people could have just bit straight into you, man, because you was that cooked, that raw. So I'm gonna give you the floor, man. Let you throw your I told you so's on this Halo Infinite. Apparently, the story's been delayed. Just like everything gets delayed on Halo Infinite. I feel like we never get good news for Halo Infinite. What's funny is my brother was playing it earlier, and it's still fun. It's just, you can have the best combat in the world, but if no one knows about it and there's nothing to do with it, it's not going to matter. So, Hustle.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for interacting with me in the chat. I mean, y'all really thought y'all had one up on me. Listen, man. Listen, all I know is this. Day one, 250,000 people on that Steam. They were saying the king is back, this, that, and the third.
Hold on, real quick, Hustle. I'm sorry. I didn't see this. I didn't see the super chat.
Oh, super chat. Yeah.
Let me get this real quick before you go on this long, drawn-out rant of yours. We got a $5 super chat from Alvin. Yo, Lord Addict, beat Dishonored for the first time last week, and you're right. It's a masterpiece. 11 out of 10. Still like Deathloop, but Dishonored is GOAT. Yeah, Dishonored is way better than Deathloop. Well, Deathloop is an amazing game, and I liked it. Regardless what what people like Maddie feel. Maddie don't like it. I feel like it does everything that Arcane is good for, and that's why Redfall I'm a little bit drawn back from, because I'm a huge fan of Deathloop, of Dishonored, and I wanted something like that. It's like Deathloop got a lot of hate from me originally because it wasn't Dishonored, and that's kind of like I think what subconsciously I'm doing to Redfall. It's not Dishonored, and it's got Arcane's name on it. I don't like it, but we'll see. Continue, Hustle. Continue.
Hey, I won't even be too long with it. I never said Halo Infinite was a bad game, first and foremost. They got management issues over there.
But you did say it was dead.
Oh, for sure. Nintendo would never let Mario
keep in mind,
Kid
Smooth did live show how long it took
to... Smooth. With his bad ass. He did the whole best bad ass. He did the whole thing. Yeah, that was cute. All I'm saying is this. Your king has failed you. And listen, and I don't take pleasure in saying that. Addict wanted to give me the floor. I didn't want to take the floor as y'all just saw it. I didn't want to say nothing. I was chilling. I wanted to sit back and relax and chill. I don't care about Halo Infinite. I care that if you guys have fun with it, it's cool. Have fun with it. It sucks that, it was a beta that was supposed to come out this month, and it sucks that was delayed. It sucks that they want to turn a season into 6 months. It's absolutely like horrible what they're doing to their fan base right now, and it's not cool. I know I was talking about whatever I was talking, but I don't want to see y'all like that, man. Look, because while y'all doing that, while y'all playing the one game, I'll play whatever and be fine. Like I promise I'm Gucci. I promise I'm Gucci man. I'm Gucci man with the travel stuff. Gucci man with Trey Power. I'm fine. I feel bad for y'all. Also,
okay.
Hold on. I got a little bit more smoke. A lot of y'all, maybe some of y'all in the chat, but I've been seeing a few of y'all in that chat. Game Pass, yay, woo, woohoo, right? Cool. I like Game Pass too. I'm actually playing Rainbow Six Siege on Game Pass. Cool game. I never thought that I would play Rainbow Six Siege. It's cool. It's fun. Turtles in Time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge was only beaten by 10% of Xbox gamers. What?
Come on now.
Come on, bro.
Percentages. More people played it because of Game Pass.
Hold on.
Don't go there.
Hold up, Dirt. Let him finish before we cook him.
Shut up, Dirt. Shut up. I don't care. It is a 2-hour game. It's a good game. That's another good game that y'all be begging for games to come to Game Pass. How come that, bro, that shouldn't be a rare thing that people beat that game. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say about that. As far as the Halo thing, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry that, and I'm sorry that I was kind of writing it. Stuff is getting delayed because that's not cool for the fan base, man. Halo Infinite is a fun game, but we obviously see that there are management issues there. Like it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Listen, nobody would let this happen with Uncharted or The Last of Us, regardless of what people might think about it on the Sony end. They wouldn't let this happen to Mario at Nintendo, regardless of what people might think about Nintendo's online infrastructure. And it shouldn't be happening. This should not be happening to the top of the heap. That's the top of the charts over there. That's number one. That's their number one. It should not be happening. But no, I brought up the Turtles and the Shredder's Revenge thing, Dirk, only because it's my most anticipated game of this year, and it's dope. It's so dope. Can y'all play it? I know they ain't fixed the bugs yet, but the bugs, I ain't co-signing it, but they ain't that bad. You know what? Since y'all can't play, listen. Since y'all can't play the story mode, I shouldn't laugh. Since y'all can't play the story mode in the Halo Infinite, how about we all play Turtles Shredder's Revenge? How about we do that? Let's have fun.
Okay, Dirt.
Okay, now whatever you want to say, I don't really care. Yeah, you do what y'all do, man.
Get him, Dirt. Get him.
I feel good. I feel good. I'm straight.
Get him, Dirt.
There's percentages, my man.
Mm-hmm.
See, these PlayStation fanboys, they will run. No, only 12% of people beat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know why the percentage is lower than on PlayStation? Because way more people played it because of Game Pass. Percentages. It could be 12%, but it can still, like, the number could be more people beat it on Xbox than PlayStation because more people played it because of Xbox Game Pass. Now, you say, oh, just a 2-hour game. Well, I don't know people's personal business. They might not have the time to finish it. And like what you're saying is actually a few weeks ago, actually. Mm-hmm. It was right when the game released. That was 3 weeks ago now?
Yeah, I know, but I kind of wasn't here one of the weeks.
I remember people said the same thing about Halo Infinite when it released. They was like, oh, look at this. All of these bots, and nobody finished the game. But then they forgot to say that they included all of the free-to-play people that played the game. Oh, only 10% beat the campaign. But how many people played the game? The percentages is about percentages, bro. So you can't really run with that because, like, okay, you don't want to talk about, like, people could say, like a bot say, yo, man, it's 120 million PS4s, but the last of Us 2 only sold 10 million, right? Well, like what's y'all comeback? Well, what? Like, what's y'all comeback?
What's your comeback, Hustle?
I'm not no pony, so I don't have no comeback. I don't care. Like, and
all I'm saying is percentages. So you brought it up. Addict didn't bring it up. I didn't bring it up. You brought it up.
I brought it up, not even to the whole Xbox fan base. I brought it up to the people who just be capping for good games, who want to have good games, which you should. You're a paying customer. You should want to have good games. Now you have a good game. And if I were y'all, I would just promote this very good game. And it's summertime. It ain't nothing out. It ain't even nothing out for real. So I would promote this very good game if I were them. That's all I'm saying.
The topic was Halo Infinite, and you brought up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I did because I'm a few weeks late on there, and I wanted to bring it up. That's my most anticipated game this year. Like,
okay, brother. I'm just saying. You brought it up. We didn't.
I mean,
I finished the two. I finished it. Dope game.
Test your might.
Yeah, dope game.
And listen, all I'm saying is, I wanted to take some time, even if it was in the kind of a slanderous way, to promote that game. I really want more people to play that.
It was definitely slanderous.
I know, but whatever. I'm gonna try to entertain them a little bit, but no. But as far as the Halo thing, man, Addict, I know you're gonna get your balls off in a minute. It sucks. It absolutely it absolutely sucks. I don't take pleasure in saying I was right about.
I feel like you do a little bit.
I really don't. For real, I really don't, man.
Listen,
I promise I don't. Yeah.
If you think about Halo Infinite, I'm going to be honest. There's I don't know what happened with this game. Now, first of all, let me say this. I love the game. The game actually released in a polished state. It was definitely missing content, but the game itself released in a polished state. I enjoyed the campaign. I enjoyed the multiplayer, but is it missing content? Absolutely. And here we are several months later. The content still isn't hitting like some people want it to hit. There's still a lot of games being played on the Xbox side. I've been playing this past weekend. We had a ball. We were playing Halo Infinite, but there's definitely some type of management issues there. Something's going on. No studio is perfect, regardless of what people wanted to see. No studio is perfect, and 343 definitely has their issues. I just saw a tweet that the co-op campaign is set to drop later this week. They're going to stream it tomorrow, so hopefully that's coming soon. I'm assuming it's coming soon. So it just seemed like to me, I'm not going to like fanboy or damage control, but it seems like something happened with development on Halo Infinite. They just got behind, man. We heard that they canceled 60% of the game, of the campaign, and I had to reboot it or had to take out stuff. I'm not sure, but it's clear that something went wrong with the game during the development process. So to see that the game actually released in a polished state is actually pretty good, but yes, I know the seasons are like the 6 months. It's definitely a little bit too long, and hopefully they can figure this thing out, man.
That is insane. Yeah. That's wild. That's hope
they can figure it out, man, because yep. I mean, I do think the gameplay is really good on the game, man. I like the campaign. I thought the story was good. Yes, we did want a little bit more biomes, but I think the gameplay is there. They just gotta. I don't know. This got to catch up, man. Somehow catch up.
It's like I said last week on ILP, and I know people were going at me, Addict, this about Halo Infinite, that about Halo Infinite. I want Halo Infinite to succeed, and I wasn't even saying that like Bonnie Ross doesn't deserve to be there. It's just like doesn't matter who it is. You need to show me results. Or I kind of want people in there that's going to show me results. Now, I will say, it's like I said, since the pandemic, I'm willing to give them to like the end of 2023. Because regardless what people say, they got to give us content, obviously. But, for the Battle Royale, like huge sets of stuff, I do feel like 2 years to catch up from all that nonsense that the pandemic got to them, all the change in leadership in terms of like the leads. If they don't have something solid and you don't see like a lot of success with Halo Infinite by the end of next year, there's something really wrong. And at that point, who are you more mad at? Are you mad at Addict for just wanting the game to be better? Or are you mad at people who are enabling this behavior and continuing this long hallway of Halo seem to never get fixed? Halo could be...
I think that's fair, Addict. What you said is fair.
Halo could be one of the best games on the market. It's got some of the most solid gameplay on the market. It's never going to be a Fortnite. And I think we need to stop trying to act like it's going to be a Fortnite. The only thing that can be a Fortnite is other Battle Royale games. Other child-friendly, kid-friendly, cartoony-looking games too, because that is a bigger audience. I know people that they're 12, 13-year-olds. They all play Fortnite. You're never going to get that with Halo. Sure, you're going to get some people to play Halo. That's those age groups. And they're all free to play. And that's the good thing that helps.
Hey, Addict, but can they get the Warzone audience, though?
They can, but you're going to have... This Battle Royale need to hit. It needs to hit hard.
It needs to hit. I agree.
And the way it's looking, it's going to be... The way it's looking, it's going to be its own app. It's not going to be part of what's going on now. It's going to be its own app. So I'm kind of curious how this works. I just want Halo to do well. I want Halo to be where it needs to be. I want Fable to be where it needs to be. Because I truly feel like Microsoft, if they get their act together, and people like to say mismanagement. I don't personally feel like Microsoft has mismanagement issues. Some of Microsoft's studios have mismanagement issues. People like to give this broad act like it's Microsoft as a whole. When you have 30 plus studios, and I'm counting the Activision deal because it's probably going through, you're gonna have some that just don't do what they're supposed to. It's just how it is. There's not the same energy when people look at Ben's studio that didn't hit right. Where's the people that were looking at, Returnal, how it came out busted, giving it PlayStations being shut down? What was that energy?
Wait. See, that's why I gotta stop you at. People definitely had smoke for Returnal, and they was like, "Yo, you gotta," because I got Returnal. It was like, "Yo, you gotta keep it in rest mode." Absolutely not. Look, I will cut that joint off and be just fine. I promise I'll be cool. Like, nah, I just turn the joint off. I start all over. I'm cool because they're going to have to fix that. Because I'll be damned if I put something $500 on the line and then that joint just brick or whatever because it was in rest. Nah, not me.
I think Addict is right, though.
What up, King?
Like what I saw.
Let me tell you something. I'm sorry for jumping in because I heard a whole lot of cap a second ago. It was like way too much cap. I'm watching the show. And it was way too much cap. So what I had to do is I had to say, hey, man, where's your fractions at?
We getting it? What you worried about it for?
You talk about lack of content, and we talk about doing a fan base dirty. You're going to get a remaster and a remake before you get your fractions. But you might mix it in with the mix, and you might get a TV show before you get your fractions. But something that you paid for that's supposed to be there, they're going to make you pay double. They're going to make you pay triple. They're going to make you dip, and double dip. Then you dip, we dip. When you dip, we dip. We're all dipping out here. But we're going to talk about percentages, right? Let's do the percentages. How come 18% only finished, what was that? Horizon Zero Zone Forbidden West? 18%? of the fan
That's like
base?
that's like a 20+ hour game too, isn't it? Is it not?
I mean, who's throwing up percentage here?
We're talking about a 2 hour game, King.
I'm just here with I'm just talking about a Sony-made banger, AAA banger.
A banger.
King.
A broken banger, too. King, it came out broken.
It take your old lady longer to make Sunday dinner than it take for people to be shredders revenge. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Game, though. You're talking about a Game Pass game that dropped day one. That's a cherry on top. We talking about AAA. See, I can't let people mix apples and oranges together and call it a pie. It's not gonna happen today. I was just thinking a lot of cap, and you know I love the hell out you. But I can't let you do yourself like that.
I'm not allowing this. All right, look, we could talk about factions because I got issue with that too. We could definitely talk about factions.
Fight.
Part one. We're not doing that. Last of Us Part 1, my second favorite game of all time. No, nothing should be separated from that game, dog. And here's the thing. Factions ain't separated from it. You can get the remastered version right now for like $10. If people want to play that multiplayer that bad, which they don't when they
No, I want to play the new one for Part 2.
But they remaking it.
They're remaking it, Joey. What you want me to What am I supposed to do?
Dirt. Our ray tracing skills got to unite.
Oh man.
You see the ray tracing?
The ray tracing, man.
You done got me so popping right now. I'm like, yo, I had to get my crack. I grabbed my Crocs. I jumped in the car. I said, oh, man, this dude Captain crazy. I said, this can't go on like this. And you know I'm supposed to be on the show. My wife had car trouble, so that was getting done. I said, I got to get gas with my BJ says, you know, Biden sending the gas stimulus package. I'm sweating like a wild Jamaican right now. It's on. So y'all can clip this, write this down, but I was not going to let you walk away with one side doing one thing and they both doing us dirt.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, no, for sure. Hey, listen. The topic ain't The Last of Us, because when the topic is The Last of Us, what makes you think I'm not going in? When have I not done that? I need to know.
You're right.
All right.
The Xbox in me had to defend. The defense force had to come through. But you know, I love the hell out of Addict, and I do apologize. I messed up. I was supposed to be there today. I love you guys. I'm watching the show. I'm about to dip back out. I just had to come in here. I just had to get at you.
Nah, you straight. I'm gonna roast you when you leave, King. You know what I'm about.
Sure. I'll be listening. God bless. Have a great day, y'all. I catch y'all in a second. Peace.
All right, bro. It's funny stuff, man.
Nah, it's all good. Nah. When you know, Last of Us pulling that BS, I'm on them too.
Yeah,
I'm on them too. But I'm gonna pay. Hey, listen. But I'm gonna keep it trail with you though. I'm definitely paying that $70 for Last of Us Part 1. I don't get. Hey, listen. I don't care. We all pay. Look. Everybody got the one thing that they're gonna pay for. Last of Us is gonna be that thing for me. Man.
I love The Last of Us. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games of all time.
And I know we talking about Halo, so we got a pardon my ponyism right now.
We could talk about that real quick. Explain to me why you want to spend $70 on less of a game than you got back then.
I mean, well, you know, the visuals and the gameplay is upgraded, so it's not like I'm just getting the same experience again. It's not like a remaster of a remaster.
So you think tweaking the gameplay and making the graphics look a little bit better is worth the absence of half the game?
A little bit better. That's cap on your end at it, because you know that joint looked phenomenal. Let's not do that, y'all. Let's not do that one. And yeah, $70. I mean, for me, I got my homegirl Cassie. She literally just did a video on this. She was like, "Yo, I'm simping for $70," and I got a big sign, a big sash that says, you know, "Hustle the simp." I don't care. That's what I want. That's what I want. And you're gonna do what you do. And yes, not only. And King said it earlier. He was like, "Yo, you gonna pay for half the game?" Yes, and I'm gonna pay $60 again for the factions version. You know why? And I couldn't get into it while he was there, but I'm gonna say it now. Y'all understand how many cheaters is in the free to play? I'm gonna take y'all back. Just a little bit. And then this game wasn't even free to play, but I'm gonna take y'all back to PUBG. Y'all remember when PUBG first came out on PC? People was running around with no heads on their shoulders. Do y'all remember that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
It was $30. I paid for it. I had a good time when I played it. People was running around with their heads on their shoulders. That was my first time, because that was my first time getting into PC gaming. First time experiencing all that cheating and stuff. Don't make it free to play. Look, Naughty Dog gonna charge whatever they charge for. I don't think it's gonna be another 70. They probably charge 54. They probably charge 44. Who knows? I'm here for it. I'm gonna pay for the joint, man. I'm going to look. Listen. We everybody got their moments. This is one of my. This is the dark moment for hustle. I'm gonna pay for.
Oh, brother, listen.
Sorry.
Listen, bro. It's your money. You can do what you want to do with your money, man. I mean, that's flat out. But
it got to be super egregious to the point to where, because like Naughty Dog, we could talk about Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog got a history of implementing like pay-to-win weapons. As long as they don't do that, we straight. Like I'm good. Like they got.
I mean, of course they can't do it with this game. Ain't no multiplayer.
I mean, well, all right. Slow down. Slow down. Look.
Oh, you mean their upcoming multiplayer?
I mean the upcoming multiplayer, whatever they decide to call it. Plus, I think it's PvE too, which a lot of people. I don't know if a lot of people are not touching on it, but I think it's gonna be PvE. Because by the way they made it sound, it was
gonna be a service game. It look like it's gonna be a service game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. So I'm a little divided on that. Like, I wouldn't. If it's a PvE game and it has an actual story on it, I don't got a problem paying for that.
You think it's gonna be like the Division or something, probably?
Yo, I paid $10 for the Division. Division 2 got lit, by the way. I didn't think it was gonna be that good. It's fun. It's super fun.
Mm-hmm. You want to get these super chats added before we go?
Yeah. I was letting you guys go, man. Letting you guys go a little bit. So we got a $5 super chat from Phantom Kraken.
Phantom Kraken, Joey.
So 12% of what? We need base of players to know its overall completion. Example, Game Pass has 25 million players, meaning that 12% of those players is 3 million.
Phantom Kraken.
So
TTS Phantom Kraken.
What he's saying, Hustle, is he's saying take your percentage and shove it because
exactly.
3 million people played it on Game Pass and only 200,000 people played it on PlayStation.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
Can I respond to that? It should have been 10 million. Carry on. Thank you for your super chat. We appreciate your support.
We'll leave it at that, fan. We'll leave it at that. You got $2 from Lord Metro. Hustle is right. 90 will never treat Mario bad. Nindy will never treat Mario bad.
Well, it's coming from a guy named Lord Metroid. I mean,
hey, listen. hey, shout out to Lord Metroid. Yeah. He be around this joint, but it's. I'm right. I'm sorry. I'm right. And you know what, Lord Metroid, and my condolences to you, or at least to Samus, your Avi, because the way they do Metroid, boy. Listen, those Metroid games are cool. They're not necessarily for me, but they cool, dog. And like the fans don't even buy them joints. I think the Metroid Dread, I think that joint just hit 3 million, and that game has almost been out a year. Like that's bad, dog. That's not good. That's not good. Like, and that it's god awful because they had the promotion and stuff there too for that. I saw a lot of promotion for Metroid Dread. So it's a sad state of affairs. I'm not finna hold you. I wish Nintendo would sell the Metroid franchise to like PlayStation or Xbox, because I know, like, I think the coalition will run wild with Metroid. I think because they'll get me interested in that one, but that's just me.
Hey, can I say something right quick before you go at it? It seems like for whatever reason, Halo Infinite, the Halo franchise, it gets scrutinized more than any other franchise I can think of right now. Is it justified? Is some of it justified? Maybe.
That's because Halo actually has, like, Halo gets criticized for stuff everyone else should get criticized for. Like Battlefield, people didn't expect the single player to be good. Call of Duty, people don't expect the single player to be good. But for some reason, Halo and Gears, people's like, if both ain't fire, the game's trash.
Yeah. I mean, see, okay, like your shirt says, they hate us. That logo should be 343 up on it, or Master Chief or something. I mean, they like Master Chief, but it's just like I'm just noticing
they hate us because they hate us.
Oh, okay, I didn't see the bottom of it, but no, but I'm saying, like, I don't know if you guys noticed that. It just seems like in the past, Nintendo will always get a pass on anything, right? No matter what they did, with the exception of maybe the Wii U, Nintendo will always get a pass. It seems like no matter what happens with Halo, they get scrutinized no matter what. Like, I don't know. Maybe they brought it upon themselves. I'm not sure. But there's something to that. I'm like, damn, why are they getting criticized more than anybody else? Like, Battlefield 2042 got bashed, right? Then it seemed like it just stopped being bashed. Then all the focus went back to Halo. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like, maybe it's me and my ex-bot ways, but it just seems like I'm just noticing this getting hated on more than anything else.
Yeah, and it's just like, at the end of the day, I'm never going to tell you not to criticize Halo. Halo and 343 have showed you that it needs to be criticized. But all I ask is that everyone gets the same treatment.
Yeah, of course.
When Last of Us 2 was announced, Last of Us 2 was announced without an entire component, I felt like it was talked about on a Monday, never brought up on a Friday.
I agree.
But when Halo Infinite doesn't do both out the park, it's talked about in 2022, and we're still talking about it next year in 2023. People never stop talking about it. Look, I will admit, Halo Infinite and 343, they're constantly in news for bad, negative stuff. But I don't think that shows. I don't think the criticism is justified. Look, we could criticize something. I've always said, if you're going to talk about something, give them enough time to realistically do something before you revisit the subject. For instance, Microsoft has been spending 3 to 4 years making these games they bought in 2018. I feel like people could talk about that because we're at the point where it's like, where are these games? I do feel like the industry needs to be a little bit more open to industry issues. I feel like them trying to be transparent, never talk about, look, Fable's in a good place. We've had to rehire people. We've had to expand the studio. That's why it's taking longer. I feel like people might get off their back if they got info like that. But when you don't hear nothing, and now we're at this concept where if you don't hear nothing, it's the same as bad news. Is it what's going on with it? Is it in financial? Is it in financial hell? Is it in development hell? Like, what's going on with this game? Why haven't we heard about it? Compulsion. Haven't said nothing in years, and people are automatically starting to assume the game isn't doing good in development because they're being so quiet. I do feel like the industry needs to get to a point where they're more transparent about what goes on when making these games. I feel like they're too much in don't talk. The PR is like, we could talk about this. Can we not talk about that? Can we? Like, it's a little frustrating. Let me get these super chats.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
This is a crazy name. Let me make sure. Okay. $10 super chat from Smack the Panda.
Yo.
Why do you guys think Halo BR coming in 2023 or 2024 and the campaign DLCs coming in 25? I heard 24 in those leaks. I don't know about
the campaign or the BR.
See, yeah, the campaign. Now here, the Halo BR, that's probably coming next year. You'll probably see that at E3 next year, and you'll probably see it launch in like October, September,
in the fall.
So somewhere around that. Now, as far as the Halo campaign, as long as it's a lengthy, quality game,
full campaign, yeah, that's fine.
I'm okay with it. See, the way I'm looking at it is Microsoft is going on this direction where everything's going to be the Halo Infinity brand. But when we release something, it's going to be a full-blown campaign. It's going to be like equivalent to buying Halo 5.
Right.
Or Halo Infinite from the start. So as long as it's that, I don't even mind paying them a full-blown retail thing for a full-blown campaign.
Right.
Because to me, if you're going to put it all under one umbrella, it makes the most sense. That's the only way I'm okay if it's in 2024, 2025, is if we get a good amount of content. Now, if it comes out like 3 hours long,
that's
$40,
I agree.
Then at that point, let's wrap it up, man.
That'd be some BS. Absolutely, that'd be some BS.
$2 to draft from Apollo Cooper. Don't bash Halo if you don't like cash grabs. If you like cash grabs.
Yeah, he's referring to and thank you all for your donations. He's referring to and I've been seeing these little stupid articles go up. Is The Last of Us remake a cash grab? That shut up. Let me enjoy this. Can I do that?
Is it?
No, I don't think so.
The crazy thing,
like, if they was remaking a remake, then yes, then I would feel that way. But like if they're implementing new things, like new gameplay elements, the way it's more verticality, you can, do what you do and everything in The Last of Us 2. If you're implementing that, if you're implementing new artificial intelligence, so on and so forth, of course with the graphics, then nah. I feel like you earned the money at that point. Because I feel like it's going to be a slightly different game. And I got a theory. I don't know nobody. I don't know. I'm not the snitch, right? I don't know nobody, but I think they're going to implement stuff from the story from Halo 2, just to give Abby's people more of a backstory.
From The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, from The Last of Us Part 2, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, man. I just want the game to be better. Got a $2 subscription from Stream Kingdom. Maybe it's due to Microsoft being too transparent. I agree.
I was going to bring up transparency, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, like you made a great point about these studios being a little bit more transparent, but it seems like sometimes that's not the answer either. Because when these studios are transparent, there's like blowback. Oh, this is BS. Matt Booty said in 2020, first 2 years of the Xbox Series generation, our games are going to be cross-generation. What? Xbox, what are y'all doing? I didn't buy a console to play last generation games. They got a lot of heat, right? And you see, it's just like sometimes you want transparency, but looking from the studio standpoint or Xbox or a PlayStation standpoint, like, yeah, we tell them what's going on. They're still gonna talk trash. So we might as well not say nothing to them at this time, which is unfortunate. Like Xbox. People said Xbox. Will y'all show us some stuff early? Because remember, last generation, we was like, yo, show us something early. But in reality, they had nothing to show because, like, besides Halo, Gears, and Forza, they had no games in development. So when they started to have games in development, they showed us State of K3. They showed us Evolve. They showed us all of these titles that's in development. But what did people say? All I saw was CGI trailers. So it's like nobody can be. I mean, like, people are never happy. So it's like transparency is great. Yes, I would like transparency a little more often. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man.
It is. The sad part is it's just like, if they be too transparent, we're going to give them work. If they're not transparent enough, we're going to give them work.
Exactly.
That's why I feel like, if you're very open with what happens in the industry, with what some of the troubles you're having, obviously the troubles that make sense, then it's okay to talk about. Obviously, don't be telling us what you spend on. Actually, I think they should tell us the budgeting for some of these games to give a realistic expectation when they want to raise prices to $70. They should look. This is what we spent on studio development 10 years ago. This is what we spend now. This is why we're raising it to $70 a month a game. I feel like people would look at that. Obviously, you're not going to make everyone happy, but I feel like if you're being transparent with that kind of information, they're like, okay, I can understand that then. I still don't agree with it, but I can see the cost has almost damn near quadrupled since 10 years back. And what's funny is people want Microsoft to make these, not Microsoft, but anyone in general, to make these AAA gorgeous games, these in-depth engines, but then when they raise the game by $10, they lose their mind. Now,
I agree, bro.
I'm not saying that the $10 is justified. I can understand that we have probably quadrupled the amount of people playing games in the past 20, 30 years.
Absolutely.
But
easily.
Here's the thing. You're not guaranteed those sales. Just because 4 times the amount of people are playing games than they was 10, 15 years ago doesn't mean those people are going to play your games. A lot of those people are playing Fortnite. They're playing stuff for free. Why are they going to spend $70 on a game? Why are they going to spend $60 on a game? It's like that. I said, I don't like the $10 raise, but we paid $60 to the entire Xbox One generation. We paid $60 to the entire 360 generation, to my knowledge.
Yep, absolutely.
Do we really think we can go another generation without inflation catching up to the gaming industry?
Of course, bro. That's how it is. I mean, that's how it is, man. And I'm the type of guy. Listen, paying $70 for a game, I don't care, right? If you feel it's fine to pay $70 for a game, go right ahead. I'll pay $70 for The Quarry, right? I don't think that's a $70 game, but I really wanted to play it. I don't have problems with $70 games. I don't have problems with microtransactions as long as it's not pay to win. cosmetic microtransactions.
Actually,
I'm fine with that.
I disagree with you on the cosmetic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way they're doing with the cosmetics because I can understand, especially like in games like Overwatch where you pay for it. Overwatch is a good example of how you do something right because you can play and get all those cosmetics. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I say. I don't want exclusive stuff tied down behind something that you don't have access to if you play the game a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, I agree with that.
Like Destiny has a good way of doing it. Like, sure, if you want stuff that's hot now, you're gonna have to pull out that wallet. I've literally seen people spend $200 in 10 minutes on Destiny.
Okay.
But if you want to wait and you're patient, you could probably get this stuff in the next season when they put the stuff that you want now. When the new hot stuff comes out, the stuff that you wanted last season's in the Bright Dust shop.
Okay.
And you could buy that with in-game currency.
I'm fine with that. Right. Like, if there's something you want, I think you should have the chance to earn it. Like, if you got to grind, or like you just gave a great example, if that's the case, that's fine. But it's just me. What other people do with their money is their business. I don't care. If you want to decide, like you said, some people on Destiny spend $200 in 10 minutes. That's their money. I don't care. So I'm a gamer and I love the industry. I love video games. And we know these things cost money. Like The Last of Us 2, absolute technical masterpiece of a game. You know that game was hella expensive to make. You know that game was extremely expensive to make. From the graphics to the little small stuff, the game was a technical masterpiece. I'm sure that game costed hundreds of millions of dollars to make. So nowadays we got people wanting these AAA, extremely expensive games to be made in 2 years, to have no microtransactions, no multiplayer, and then the game goes to sell 10 million out of 120 million console sold fan base. And you guys wonder why Jim Ryan's like, I'm about to put some of these damn games on PC. All of them, really. Because they're not, doing what they need these games to do. Only Nintendo can continue to make the same games that they've made for years, and they will sell 40 million, 35 million. But if you look at Mario Kart, the budget isn't that of The Last of Us. No, so my point is, us as gamers, we see what's going on. We see how these games are super expensive to make, and we love them. So if the game go up to $70, okay, we can cry, complain about it, but we're still going to pay for it. Also motivated to say, I am paying $70 for The Last of Us Part 1 remake. I don't give a damn what nobody says, and I respect that.
Yo, hold on real quick. Why don't you tell people what you spent on these 30-year-old games?
I did, y'all, like spend $200 on this. I spent $200.
Damn! Like, no wonder you don't got a problem paying $70 for the list.
Yeah, like that $70. Like, when I see people talk about that $70 argument, first of all, I never really paid. Well, I pay less than $70 for games, but like the Super Nintendo games that I used to enjoy back in the day.
Oh yeah, those was like $70, bro.
70, yeah, it was going. And I was those like for them joints. So no,
absolutely, bro.
Do I got? Oh yeah. Well, the other Wild Outlandish.
Hey, your hustle.
I need to be shot for. I spent $100 for this. What's up?
Hey, let me tell you a quick story about Super Nintendo. I remember going to Funko Land, which is, of course, GameStop now. Mm-hmm. I remember going there and buying that dinosaur fighting game, Primal Rage.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being blown away when the guy told me $79.99. I said, what? This game cost $79.99. And this was back in mid-90s, bro, maybe 95, 94.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, I'm not buying this game for $80.
That's one of the reasons the gaming market almost crashed.
Bro, them Super Nintendo N64 games, the prices of those games, man, oh my God.
Insane, boy.
Yeah,
insane.
Man.
I got a Super Nintendo Link to the Past back there in my drawers.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So we got a $2 spec from Flame real quick. Values on the eye of the beholder and fanboys. And put the crest in the chat, man, for BitCloud Gaming has joined the realm as a Lord Bronze.
Mm-hmm. Y'all make sure y'all check the RGT podcast. I'm not sure when, but apparently they have a very special guest who will be making their debut there. Pardon me.
So what was you saying, Dirt?
No, I was just saying that, somebody my age that has lived through every console generation to see these things, us, like people crying and complaining about this, man. We like Hustle said, we were spending $70 for Super Nintendo N64 games, man. If you want to spend $70 for a game, that's your prerogative. Yes, we might talk trash. Oh yeah, they took out the multiplayer. If you feel like it's justifiable to pay $70 for, that's fine, man. That's your money. I don't care. But I'm just saying, we can't keep on complaining about the price of stuff going up, but we keep on wanting these high quality games. These high quality games cost money. They cost money, man. So we can't want The Last of Us 3 to be a $500 million game and don't want any microtransactions, no multiplayer, and they want the game developed in 2.5 years. That's not reality nowadays, man. These games cost money because they take a lot of money to make.
All right, so let's go ahead and restructure. We kind of went off track there, but it's okay. It was a good conversation. Let's roll this back and talk about Redfall. I have made my statements very public about Redfall multiple times. I did make a video. Shout out, definitely go over there, watch that after the show if you want. It's pretty much like stating my opinion on the new update. So there was some new updates that Miranda said. First off, before we go into like the full blown thing, I want to get you guys a general opinion right now on Redfall. So we'll start with Dirt. I noticed you're a big advocate for Redfall. What's your opinion on the game right now?
I think it looks great. First off, I love Arcane games. I love them. I love the Dishonored games 1 and 2. I also love the DLC. I love Prey. So when you love a studio, you're interested in their next project. I didn't play Deathloop. I was going to get it for the PS5. I just might as well wait for it to come to Xbox at this point because I prefer achievements over trophies. That's just me. So I'm waiting for it to come to Xbox. But I think the game looks great. And excuse me, in my opinion, I always thought the game was a single player game with multiplayer. I never thought it was going to be a co-op, like a game that was built from the ground up being a co-op game, because that's really not Arcane's MO. There are great single player stories, great single player games that they made in the past. So yes, Redfall looks incredible to me. And at the showcase last month, the first game they showed was Redfall, and I was like, yes, I can't wait for the game. So, and it seems like some of the developers, they confirmed my thoughts that it's a single player game. Like you would get that classic Arcane single player game feel, but you can do it with your friends also. I'm just going to go solo. Like when the game comes out, I'm going fully solo. I'm going to treat it like an Arcane game. And I think the game was great though, man. It was great.
All right, well, what about you, Hustle? How's your feelings? I don't really get your thought process too much on something like Redfall. I'm kind of curious what your opinion is on
it. Indifferent, not good, not bad. It's cool. Like when the last time we saw it, it was it definitely looked better than the alpha footage that we saw, which as it should. I'm cool on that. I don't particularly want to see more. Like, what was the other one? Back 4 Blood. Like those types of games.
Back 4 Blood was cheeks.
I don't want to say. Well, hell, if I sound like a hypocrite, I sound like a hypocrite. See, because I don't want The Last of Us, the new whatever that multiplayer is. I don't want the new multiplayer to be like that. I kind of want it to be its own thing. But if Arcane has something special and they can turn a PvE type of co-op thing into something amazing and something phenomenal in terms of storytelling and gameplay, then I'm here for it. But that's not something I know. And I saw it when you tweeted it out, Addict. I saw the thing. I said, well, Redfall. I just want to say I'm glad Dirt is here. You know what I mean? Like I'm glad you're here, brother. I'm extremely glad you're here, because this ain't this ain't for me. It just ain't for me. It just ain't a thing of mine, man. It's definitely not a thing of mine. When is this scheduled to come out? Did they say it's supposed to be next year, right?
It doesn't have
early next year, but they didn't say but no date yet.
It'll be before E3 next year.
Yeah, because there was a part of the E3 conference. All right, I hope it turns out well for the people who look forward to that. I really hope, if it does turn out well, I hope it's supported, because with games like that, you kind of got to keep it going. Do y'all think that there's anything missing from what we saw so far that we maybe weren't that privy to? Like, is there any mode that you would like to see in it?
I would like to hear more about the story. We know basic stuff about the story, but as far as modes, I'm not sure what modes they would have besides story and co-op, or like campaign and just co-op campaign. I'm not sure, but yeah, I would like to know more about like the character's backstory, and I'm sure we'll learn that more over time. Well, some of the occupations. I know the black girl; she's a student, I believe, and some other stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting.
I would like to see what the banter is between the characters. You know who really good banter? Deathloop. Like Cole and Julian, like they had such iconic banter. Like every time he started a loop, like you could tell like she's so cocky at the beginning. She always remembers what happens. It's Cole that usually always forgets. And you could tell the farther Cole gets, the dynamic switches. It's now Julian, she's the one flipping out. Cole's the one that's cocky. And then what I love, he's like, I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
It's like, baby, it's just a matter of
baby. Yeah, baby, don't be a jive turkey. I'm going to find you.
Oh, my God.
I liked it. I liked the banter because the banter was funny. I would like that kind of banter with these characters. Like, give them personality. Like make it seem like they know each other.
Yeah, exactly. The person that I love like I made fun of every black guy in the video game sounds like that, right? Hey, you jive turkey. Hey, mama, come over here, baby. Who am you? You was fine as wine, mama.
Like accept these black toys, like what was that black quotation for whatever?
Yeah, bro. Who am you? Come on, man. All black guys don't sound like that, man. It's like every game the black guys sound like. Was that Final Fantasy? Was that
7 remake?
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? Like I know a lot
Cloud,
of people.
Come on, Clouds, let's go.
I know a lot of people didn't like Barrett's voice.
Yeah.
But that's how I pictured him talking because he's always aggressive. He's always like
Mr. T.
Yeah, and if you look at him, he kind of looks like Mr. T a little bit. So it's like, that's kind of I expected his persona because people's like, well, he talks like an angry person, and I'm like, he's angry. That's literally what Baird is. He's mad. He's missing an arm.
Yeah, where am my arm? I'm mad. Where am my arm? I'm mad. You sucker. Come over here, Cloud. Let's go get some chicken, Cloud.
He's got a best friend. He's got a best friend that's missing the other arm because they got pretty much like he was falling off like a cliff in the original Final Fantasy. Spoiler alert: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He was falling off like a little cliff in the original Final Fantasy, and Barrett grabbed him, and someone shot his hand. So it went through his hand, and his friend. Yeah, I think it's the opposite hand. Dying. And what happened is it went through his hand and went through the other dude's other hand.
Damn. Oh, okay. Hey, man, your memory of video game stories is very good because there's like you talking about Fable 2. I finished Fable 2. I don't remember none of that. I remember the 10-year thing. That's all I remember. Your memory is very good with that.
I remember specific stuff. It's like I said, like I could have swore it was a kid. I don't know why. I could have maybe kids were there, and I'm getting the
yeah.
But I haven't played Fable 2 probably in 15 years. Because Fable 1 is my favorite, and I usually go back to that to play it. Final Fantasy 7, that's the Black Kyle Final Fantasy 7 remake. Fable 2 was pretty dark. Yeah, it was a pretty dark game. Let's go ahead and move on to God of War releasing in 2022.
I mean,
so first off, we're not starting with Hustle because I already know
how
it's gonna go. We're gonna start with Dirt.
Yes.
So I want your general impressions. Let's not go deep into it yet. About where were you, and what was your first reaction when you finally saw that release date, November the 9th?
I was at work. And I just looked at my phone. So it's no surprise because I remember you asked me a couple weeks ago. Well, no, like last show we did on like Sunday a couple weeks ago. You asked me. I said, yeah, I believe it's coming out in 2022 because it's like Corey Barlog was way too active on Twitter. He was talking a lot.
Not like that. Like
right. He was talking a lot. Though this game is definitely coming out in 2022. And to be honest, everybody know I bleed green. I'm Team Xbox, but the reason I hopped on the chance to get my PS5 now was because God of War Ragnarok. I love the franchise. God of War 2018 was one of my favorite games. I thought it was an incredible game. Last generation, The Witcher 3 and God of War 2018 was my favorite games right there, neck and neck. I might give The Witcher a slight nod, but the God of War was right there. So yeah, I'm actually hyped for the game. I'm looking forward to the game. I did want to talk a little trash, but I can't I can't talk trash now because it's coming out this year. But yeah, I think it's good that it's coming out, man. So
yeah, I think that the biggest thing when it comes to God of War is that we get Hustle's opinion on it. So,
oh man,
I know Hustle. I know you was hardcore in this God of War streets, man. Anything blue, you with it, man. You with it. So, what's your opinion on it, man? Where were you? What was your thought process?
I do believe I was at work. What day did it come out on? I might have been sitting at home. I'm not exactly sure, but. Yeah. I told y'all a long time ago the joint was dropping this year. We done saw way too much. We done saw way too much information about this game for it not to come out. We saw Corey Barlog up here tweeting, for Accessibility Day, which was cool. They were showing a whole lot. Then Corey Barlog started tweeting, with dinner about his wife, and they was like, "Yo, we want to hear about the game." Because from February, I think I may have said this here. No, I said it on the RGT podcast. Y'all make sure y'all check out the homie Big Cloud. Y'all make sure you check that podcast out. Pretty much since February, probably before that too, but since February, we've heard something, at least one good thing about that game each and every month. We've heard some bad things too about terms of harassment. I'm not condoning that, of course. We ain't moving like that. But I ain't gonna lie, everything's a rollout. I've said that on here before too. Yeah, I got it from Joe Budden, but he's right. Everything is a rollout. All that's promotion, dog. Every little thing, all the little seeds, little gumdrops, whatever, all that's promotion. I knew that dream I knew it was coming out this year, because if it wasn't coming out this year, they'd have been on. And Corey Barlog's not even directing this game, but they would have been on his neck. That soul would have fell on him at that point, because the way that man been tweeting about everything, they would have been on him. But But I knew it was coming because we saw entirely too much. That is the main reason why I'm buying all the OG God of Wars, because I want to see what the differences are aside from the fixed camera angles. I want to see if the story is a little different. A lot of people say Kratos went soft. Well, I'm finna see for myself. So I'm copying all the God of Wars. I'm trying to run through them all, probably starting in August. So a little promo for me, because I was right now. I feel like I deserve this. I just need to let y'all know. Hustle be knowing sometimes. I don't know everything, but I be knowing some of the things. Yeah. Just follow me, y'all. Just follow me, and everybody's gonna be fine. Listen, Addict, I don't know if you're getting that game day one. I'm gonna try to get it day one, assuming I can beat God of War 2018 before it drop. But I'm gonna cop the joint day one, man. I'm gonna cop it day one. PS5,
man, I forgot you didn't finish the 2018 one.
Nope, I'm gonna run through it though. I'm gonna make sure I run through it, back. I got to run through that thing. I got to do it now.
All right, it's look, God of War. I'm happy this happened, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because man, it's been rough out here this year here. Like, they ain't really much to play. Now, obviously, there's stuff that you could play, and people get on to me when I say that. It's like, look, I'm not talking about the stuff I always play. I'm not talking about the 18th time I played Fable Anniversary, or the 3000th hour I have in Destiny 2, or the indie games that I play for a couple days. I'm talking about that game that you can't sleep the night before it comes out. Like, that's the game I'm talking about. And God of War is that. Like, look, I got my own personal things about that. I might do an Addict spotlight on it in the future. We might do one. See if you guys want to be part of it. Where we'll talk about our expectations with God of War, and exactly how you want to play. I'm curious how they handle so many variables of God of War. You got Freya still alive. Mm-hmm. You got Odin and Thor. And I'm assuming Thor going to die early in the game so they can get his hammer, because I'm pretty sure he's going to use it. I mean, Kratos at this point, he used the axe is technically Thor's too in mythology. So one would think he's going to get this hammer. So I'm curious how they handle all of that and tell it all in one story.
Hey, Addict, real quick. Apparently the game is going to be released on Odin's Day or something like that. Now, I'm not too familiar what that means, but apparently Odin has a big part in this game, and it's going to be released on his day or however it is. A lot of people I saw online too, a lot of there are certain symbols on the top of that hammer or axe or whatever it is. There are certain symbols, and people are unlocking what those symbols mean. Apparently, this game is going to go to Egypt because this is the last game, and Ragnarok is the big winner thing, and it's going to be the last game in this portion of what God of War is. And I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I'm ready to get that whole entire story. But apparently, because it's speculated that Kratos may die, nobody know. However, cause if you beat the first game, you saw the ending of it. Nobody really know. Shout out to Chris Righteous. He had actually mentioned there's time travel with this whole series. So that's actually what made me go back and get the first game. So I kind of just want to unravel all that good stuff. It's cool, man. It's cool that PlayStation saved the day. They say today this year because nothing was really aside from Starfield, nothing was dropping in November, right? That and Call of Duty if you play Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really dropping, man. I mean, and apparently, from what I understand, this game is going to be really long, which that doesn't surprise me at all because if you're wrapping up a saga, I mean, you normally do it in 3 games, but if you're doing it in 2, so one game is 20 hours and the other one might be 40. Who knows?
So
speculation, yes.
Go ahead and keep talking while I set up a poll real quick.
All right, well. Yeah. I kind of want to, ask you, Dirk, because I think you're a tad bit more familiar with the franchise than myself.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to see in terms of boss fights?
Well, we already saw from the preview that it's definitely going to be a Thor boss fight.
Oh, for sure.
Because I'm going to tell you, the Stranger, that was an incredible boss. Well, like the first one. Mm-hmm. Well, both was cool, but the first one was just incredible. Like, he just went to his door. What's up? Thor's like, get off the porch, man. Leave my home. That was this fire, man. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Thor. There was some big, I don't know what it was, some big thing in the latest trailer. I know it was CGI. I don't know if that's going to be in the game, even though the latest trailer was CGI. But it's like, man, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Because even with the 2018 game, they had that huge monster in the trailer.
Oh, that's Loki's son. Apparently, I didn't know that. I did not know that. But apparently, you talking about there's a monster that
huge monster.
Yeah, but only Loki can understand it. Apparently, in the actual mythology of it, that's
the snake is his son too.
Yeah, see, but before you played the game, you thought that was a boss, but obviously, he's not. But so yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the game, man. Big fan.
Got a $2 from David Ramos. I believe Odin's Day is a Wednesday. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a Wednesday, yeah.
I'm excited. I feel like God of War is going to be a phenomenal game. I don't know if it's going to be Elden Ring for Game of the Year, which, I say we got about 10 minutes before I tie this podcast up. What do you guys think? The odds of God of War coming in there. And tripping Elden Ring. Imagine, I want everybody in the chat to close your eyes and imagine you're walking up the stairs to get your high school diploma, man. Just you're walking up it, and then you get that dude that you never like. He just trips you, and he takes your shit. What are the odds of that happening to Elden Ring, where he's walking up the stairs and God of War grabs him by both his legs and just yanks him off the stage, and they go get that degree? Well, we'll start with Dirt first.
Hey, you know what? I got to be honest. I'm not really an Elden Ring fan. I tried the game. I bought the game. But I will tell you this. The hype surrounding Elden Ring was incredible. It was just so much hype surrounding this game. It was like, wow. People knew the game was coming. It came out and everybody was just loving it, playing the game. There was so much hype. Me, a person that don't really care for From Software style games, I bought it. It's like, damn, I might as well try it. Everybody said how incredible the game was. The Metacritic was extremely high. I don't know, man. God of War, it definitely has a chance, but I just don't know. It seemed like the hype for that game, Elden Ring, I don't think can be surpassed this year. I just don't see it, man. I'm sure God of War Ragnarok will be fine. It will be dope. It will be a highly rated game. But something about Elden Ring and the hype surrounding that game, I don't know if any game could take it down. I don't think God of War could take it down this year.
What about you, Hustle?
I disagree.
Oh, of course you do.
No. Let me finish. We've seen two things on two parallels in terms of the Game Awards this year, right? We saw God of War, and it's not that the game wasn't anticipated that year. We saw God of War take home the big award when I think it was Death Stranding that was kind of winning a bunch of other
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption. There we go. Red Dead Redemption. My fault. I got the games mixed up. We saw Red Dead Redemption 2 take home a lot of awards, but not the big one. Then I think it was the next year. We saw Sekiro from Software. We saw Sekiro come out early that year. And I think it was February 2, as a matter of fact.
No, I think Sekiro came out in 2017, didn't it?
Well, okay, well, regardless. We saw Sekiro take home.
No. That came out 2019. I'm sorry.
Dirk, you throwing me off, Dirk. Hold on.
No, man, because Sekiro won Game of the Year in 2019.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
We saw a game of Sekiro. Win Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So now,
sorry about that.
No, it's all good because here's where I'm going with it. It's going to be the brawl for it all. It's going to be the clash of the Titans, and I think God of War is going. If that ending hit the way it's supposed to hit, if the story going to hit the way it's supposed to hit, because y'all know why Thor showed up at Kratos and Atreus' door, right? Y'all do know. See, I didn't play the game, but what I do know is they killed Thor's sons. They caught a couple bodies. They was trying to get in Atreus' head and all that, and they caught a couple bodies. That's why Thor is there. A lot of people are debating whether that boss fight is going to happen in the beginning. I would say yes, only because at the end of the game, they tell you go back home. Once you go back home, a little time has passed. It's snowing outside, yada, yada, yada. Everybody take the long nap. Everybody take the long nap. They wake up. We see Thor there. He whip his little robe or whatever back.
Whip his what?
You heard what I said. This is gonna sound crazy. He whip out. He whip his little robe back and out, and he put.
It show PG hustle. It show PG hustle.
That's wild when you think about it. Right?
You know what's wild? Hustle wants another man to whip his robe.
Hey.
Man.
I am just stating the facts. That's all I'm saying. No, but I think that boss fight happens in the very. And I know we ain't talking about that, but I think that boss fight happens in the very beginning. And either he dips or he runs away, because I can't imagine him dying in the beginning like that, because that's like a tutorial boss fight, because that's almost something in the very beginning, unless they do a flashback while you sleep or something like that. That's Thor being there. That's kind of like a big thing. I don't know. They I almost said Naughty Dog. Sony Santa Monica, they got a way around that if they really want to play that. Shout out to Weapon Wheel. So I was listening to Weapon Wheel. A lot of people think it's going to take place in the first hour. I'm one of those people. If it's going to be a direct continuation right after that story, after you go home and go outside and you see Thor there and all that with the lightning and such. Yeah, and not only I think one of y'all mentioned it. Yeah, Atreus probably can wield it. So Kratos will wield that sword. It actually comes with the is it Yatmir? It's the word that starts with a J that I cannot pronounce. You have to pardon me, but it comes with that special edition. The hammer comes with the special edition. And real quick before y'all go, I hate when different companies do this. I hate it when Call of Duty did this one year. They give you like a collector's edition with no disc. Bro, hold
on. Hey, can I kind of defend them this time?
Okay.
I'm about to defend PlayStation. I can't believe this. I'm about to defend PlayStation. I can't believe this, but it makes sense because they have a all digital console.
I ain't rolling because they got a physical console. I'm staying at that boat
yes, of course they have the physical console, which the digital code works on, but they can't have a physical game now because what if a digital PS5 owner buys the collector's edition? They can't play the game if it was physical. Now you see what I'm saying?
No, okay. Well, I tell you what. Then, if that's the case, they need to do what these Blu-rays are doing. And give you a physical copy, and then give you.
They can do that. They can do that.
Yeah, if you're talking like that, then do that. Then you know what I mean, because you're paying extra.
Now they can do that.
I ain't with.
So you said you ain't buying my theory, huh?
Man, I ain't with. I will never be cool with no game not being in the bro, I'm already paying you the money. If I want the little trinkets and stuff, cool, fine, okay, you give me those, but you give me the game too. I'm paying for that too. I don't care if it's $200. Give me my break. Give me my game, dog. Give me my game. I don't want no. Nah. Give me my physical. Yo. Bro,
I see what you're saying.
It's just, listen, if it didn't come with a steel case or something, then you might have a point. Then I get it. Then I'm like, all right. I guess you can.
I see what you're saying. But this is just why I think they couldn't really. I mean, but you understand what I'm saying, though, right?
It's like, Dirt, I see what you're saying, but it don't make sense.
I see what you're saying, but what you're saying is what you want, not what, what's the right thing to do.
I'm saying what should be, dog. Like, that's, what you got a case in there with no game. It's wild. Listen, that's like the retro stuff that I be going through. Like, if I got a game with no case, I can buy a case and the manual separate by itself. They be charging them outrageous prices, but, never mind, I digress. But what's up, Addict?
It's like I said, I think the reason they do that is because digital is just so high now. Where I think a lot of like collectors, they'd rather. That's just me. If you buy collectors, it's you want collector things. So I think they would rather sacrifice the game that they're probably going to buy digitally anyway, and get more and get that value returned on like maybe the statue. Would you rather a more up-to-date looking statue because they don't have to accommodate for that $70 that goes into that collector's edition to get a better statue, or would you rather that game and have a way worse statue? Go Hustle.
I would want both of them to be on point. I want the high value statue and the game. Like, what we doing? And like, listen, King, I know he's not here.
Pixel Big G said.
What's up?
Like Pixel Big G said that, like, he got to buy 2 copies because you want the physical game. He'll buy the collector's edition and you buy a physical game.
Like, that's wild to me. Like, you supposed to include it there. But like, if it were me, honestly, you include that game. King, shout out to King who's supposed to be here today. He got them $2,000 statues and all that. First of all, I never go there. I never take it there because that's just not me. It's way too rich for my blood. Let me be the first to tell you, bro. But them statues, like, those are real statues. So if I'm paying for something like that, and also, Addict, if we doing that without the game in the case, don't make that limited edition or whatever. Don't make it so limited there. Don't make that joint limited whatsoever. You need to make that joint mass if that's the case. If it ain't coming with the game.
So you think? Hold up.
If it ain't coming with the game, you need to make more of them there. That's how I feel.
Hold up. Look. You think the reason that there's limitations on the game on these collectors is because of the game? It's because of the product that's in the collectors. That has nothing to do with the game.
Well, they need to make more products.
They probably got millions of those games just laying around they could put in that. That has nothing. If anything, taking the game out and they could actually put more money into the collectors will let you have more of the collector stuff because they're not worrying about accommodating for that $70 that's in there. Because you look at it from price point. What? Collectors are usually $200 to $500 around that price range.
Okay.
So let's say it's $200, $250. Put that game in there. The cost of the stuff they put in that bundle, in that collectors, is gonna have to exceed like $180 now. Would you not rather? Okay, all right.
I gotta keep it true.
I mean, it's a selfish hobby, man. You
know why though, dog? Because it's trinkets, it's knickknacks. It's cool to have. It's cool to like.
How do you give a dog a bone?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have and put up on the shelf and like, hey, look at my little. That's cool. Put a game in that, dog. Like, it's $200, man.
Well, they give you a digital code.
The game is there. Oh, you talking about?
You got a steel book with no game in it. Like that to me is like, if the steelbook wasn't there and you wanted to do all that.
Now, what happens if? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Addy, go ahead.
The hammer they're gonna give you with this God of War collectors. If they put the actual game in there, it goes from a hammer to like the map of Ragnarok or whatever it is. Which one do you want?
I want to know what the game is. I'm sorry, but what you want me to say? Like, it's nothing. Listen. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying, but just my thought process. Can you imagine spending $200 on something without the main thing that you brought it for?
But without okay, hold on.
If you buy a collector's edition, like the main thing is the game.
Yes.
No, that's not the main thing.
Yeah, the main. Okay.
So hold up. So if they gave you a collector's edition and they told you we ain't gonna sell you shit in this collector's edition until you pick it up, but you're gonna have a still game with a still case with a game in it, you gonna buy it, Hustle?
We can't change.
Now we don't want to.
We can't change that narrative. You know why we can't change that narrative? If this game didn't come with a steelbook, I wouldn't be saying nothing about it.
But why does it matter what else is in it if they get the game? You only buy it for the game, Hustle.
Why is it there? Why is it? Why is a steelbook series there?
So you know what, Dirt, he ain't gonna use anything else in that collection edition. Send me that hammer, Hustle. Send me that hammer.
Hey, I give you the whole joint. Look, because you know what it's gonna do? It's gonna sit up that joint and then collect dust. All right, what I'm gonna look at it. I'm cool. Like first of all, and I used to buy collector's editions and all that. That's cool if you're a fanatic like that. That's cool. That's fine. That's dandy. I think what they offer in this collector's edition is very good. Just put the game with the joint. Don't you dare tease me and then put the steel book there. Don't put the case in the joint.
Are you okay, Hustle?
No, because it's bullshit. Don't put the case in the joint without having the game in it, dog. A physical game. What you got the case there for? Why is the case there if ain't no game there? The hammer, we know why the hammer's there. We know why that little terry cloth or whatever. We know why that map is there. We know why everything else is in the joint. We know why that's there. Why would you?
All right, we're gonna.
That's all. We ain't gonna agree.
Oh my God! Anyone have any last thoughts on God of War?
Nope.
I look forward to the game. All
right, so we're gonna go ahead and close this show out. I do got some thought process I want to do for the show. So you don't have to see what we think about there. The Lords will be having a community week this Saturday, hopefully. I'm not going to confirm anything or deny anything. Right now it's happening Saturday. But I can't promise anything because anything can always change. So look out for that. I'm gonna try to we'll probably play 2.5 hours. I'm gonna try to sneak in 2 games. I want to play Overcooked. I feel like the Lords playing Overcooked would be crazy.
It will be.
And they want to probably play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I'm completely
against. I'll play Fall Guys. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we can play Fall Guys. I think that's actually one of the games. But, I appreciate everyone coming through. It was a good show. Hustle, where can the people find you at? Never mind, Dirt, where can they find you at?
There we go. That's right.
No, go Hustle. I'm joking.
No. I ain't shit. You're right.
Oh my God, it's a joke. Where can they find you at, Hustle?
No, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Hustle and Motivate. Listen. Sunday, because I got the video. I just need to finish editing it. I probably won't do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. I got a retro games pickup, so I pretty much got that, and that's set up for Sunday. I've been lacking on the uploads only because I've been dealing with like the work thing, but now that I'm officially a new hire at another place, weight off my shoulder, and I'm back. Take me to wait, not take me. Join me. There we go. Join me as I play NBA Street Volume 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on Twitch, and I will have those retrospectives. Them retrospectives gonna take a while, but I'm gonna run through them games, and that's what we're gonna be playing on Twitch. Catch me here every Wednesday. Catch me on Twitter as well. I know somebody followed me earlier, and I appreciate you. For my gaming outtakes. So, some of those are hot takes, some of those, not so hot takes. But I enjoy the show as always, Addict. It's just cool. Like, I always have fun when I'm here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And Dirt, where can they find you at, man? What you got going on?
Well, I don't have much going on this week. I want to do a video, man, but there's nothing to talk about right now. I thought about doing a fanboy video about the tools, Xbox is like they've been winning these like Digital Foundry comparison videos lately. I wanted to talk about that, but no, so listen, I got nothing going on. I'm just gonna play some games this week. Check this out Monday on Dirt Griggity YouTube channel, We Bleed Green podcast, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a special guest.
We're gonna
Lord Addict.
Oh, okay. I was like, you kind of confused. Like, when are we now? Are we saying it now? Or are you saying it on Twitter? Like, yeah, I will be.
I just say it now, but I do it on Twitter also. Yeah, so Lord Addict's gonna be a guest, and over there we're just unfiltered. We're gonna have a good time, man.
Yeah, their exact words was, We want the loose addict. We don't want the button up T-shirt addict.
Like you don't have to be the PG-13 addict. You can be. It's good. Do your thing. We have good time. So stop by on Monday on my channel, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, we're gonna have fun, man.
Hey, Addict. One more thing before we go. Typically, I noticed that you've done this on ILP, and so I want to take note to what you're doing there. When you see a streamer or up and coming streamers or different podcasts that you like and that you enjoy, that you love to listen to, can I just take the time to promote Level 1 Gaming?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not sure why, but they are live right now. So listen, y'all, I want all of y'all to go over to Level 1 Gaming. I'm gonna put their joint in the chat right now. Y'all go over there. Y'all type in ILP sent you.
No, say Addict Show sent you.
Addict Show. There we go. Tell them that the Addict Show sent you, man. Y'all go pull up on my people, man. The extremely great podcast, Double XP podcast. Dirt, once again, man, thank you for joining us, man. You damn near a member of the family at this point. I mean, it'd be cool if you be a permanent member over this joint. I mean, it'd be cool for me.
It's cool, man. It's just sometimes I'll be having to rush home on Wednesdays to make the 5 o'clock.
Same here. Ain't no thing, but no. But it's always great having you around, man. And shout out to Kid Smooth, who's another honorary member who will be starting playing at Xbox on Mondays in August, I do believe. I'm starting to all remember. So y'all make sure y'all go support Kid Smooth as well. Thank you for coming here, Derek. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you guys.
Quick question. I don't, because I've been looking to. Apparently, you're able to buy memberships on ILP on YouTube.
Yes.
How exactly does that work? Do you have to be a member to buy it first, or?
Don't know.
So that's a good question.
Tell me. Question. Okay, members. Obviously, don't gift chat memberships unless you absolutely want to. But members, check and see if it gives you the option to buy to gift memberships. I just want to know how it works. It doesn't give the ILP account. I can't see that. I'm kind of curious that's how that works. So, if you're a member, go to. I don't even know how you gift it. Like that YouTube does a really bad job at stealing features from other platforms, but don't explain how to use them.
Man, I don't know, brother. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out myself. I'm going to see perks right now. It doesn't say because I'm under the membership perk right now. Yeah, it doesn't say. It doesn't.
It is what it is. I'm not really. Well, yeah, go over there to Level 1 Gaming, man. Tell the Addict Show sent you, man. The Addict Show sent you. I want to see that in the chat. I'm gonna look at that chat. 162 people in here. I'm gonna stalk that chat, man. I want to see it say the Addict Show sent you. Definitely sub to Dirt Griggity for me to come on there Monday. That should be interesting. I ain't been on a podcast like that in a while. So that's going to be an interesting time. But definitely go over there. Addict hit the dots. What dots? I don't know what he means. Dots. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But appreciate you for coming through. I'm going to go ahead and close the show out. Until next week. Probably have King on next week because he had some car issue stuff. It was my fault probably. I should have probably hit him up. But I hit him up an hour before the podcast. Like, yo, you still coming on? Because I was asleep. But I appreciate you coming through.
You used to sleep, man, because you asked me to come on this morning, and I replied 2 minutes after you, and you said you thought I didn't reply.
Yeah, you see, I work graveyard shift. I work 12 to 8 in the morning, so I literally got home, put up the stream, and then I went to bed.
Yeah.
Hit the dots. Under memberships, then it's the gifting settings. Oh, okay. All right. But I appreciate everybody coming through. We're going to end the stream. Peace.